Before reading the book, What's a Pair? What's a Dozen? By Stephen R. Swinburne, we will do a fast write about anything the students can think of that comes in a pair or a dozen. We will briefly share these and then go on to read the book. This book introduces children to number-related words such as single, double, and couple, and also prefixes such as uni, bi, and tri. In addition, it includes a guessing game that invites readers to identify pictures depicting number-related words from the book. And it's intended for children ranging from preschool to second grade. During reading, I will model the read aloud, think aloud strategy for listeners. So let's begin reading. What's a pair? What's a dozen? By Stephen R. Swinburne. Everything starts with one. I can clearly see this from all the pictures above. Each one of them has one item in it. A single ball is one ball. If you are first in line, you are before all others. The prefix uni means one or single. A unicycle is a bike with one wheel. The only other word I can think of that starts with uni is unicorn. That must be because they have one horn. When you have two of something, you have a pair. When I think of pair, I think of shoes, just like the pair of boots in the upper right-hand corner. A couple also means two, such as a couple of fire trucks. My mom and dad are a couple. That makes sense, because there are two of them, just like the two fire trucks in this picture. Second and double are other words for two. If you are second in line, you come after the first person. The prefix bi means two. A bicycle is a bike with two wheels. The word binoculars starts with bi also. That's because they have two lenses. The prefix tri means three. A triangle is a shape with three sides, and a tricycle is a bike with three wheels. Triple and third are other words meaning three. This third grader is eating a triple scoop ice cream cone. I hear the word triple when I watch baseball with my brother. That's because it means the batter hit the ball and made it to the third base. If you have several hats, you have more than two or three. The girl in this picture definitely has more than two or three hats on her head. Some gardens have only a small number of flowers. They have few flowers. Some gardens have a large number of flowers. They have many flowers. Some games have an odd number of friends. There is an odd number when pairs are made and one person is left over. In this picture, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which makes 3 pairs, and one boy left over. So there's an odd number in this picture. Some games have an even number of friends. Even is the opposite of odd. So that means there will be pairs and no one will be left over. In this picture, there are 6 little girls, which means every one of them has a pair. A half dozen is 6. Half dozen is in between or in the middle of a dozen or 12. A dozen is 12. I understand now. A baker's dozen is 13. Can you find the pair? I remember earlier that if you have 2 of something, you have a pair. So the 2 orange pieces must be the pair in this picture. Let's see if I'm right. I was right! Which one is the unicycle? Well, I also remember from earlier that uni is the prefix for one or single, so it must be the girl in the middle. Correct again. Who's first in line? Now, I remember that cute little girl from earlier. I think she's first in line because she is before all the others. Hooray! Is this an odd or even number of friends? Well, if it's even, nobody is left out and everyone has a pair. In this picture, the two boys on the swings make a pair and the little boy holding the tiger is left out. That makes an odd number of friends. Odd. Right again. Is the juggler juggling a dozen or half dozen rings? Let's count the rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If a dozen is 12, he must be juggling a half a dozen. Half dozen. 1 and 1 make 2. Sometimes that's just the right number. The end. After reading the book, I will have the students do a pair and share. They will turn to their partner and talk about all of the number-related words they remember from the reading and any of the examples that stuck out to them. In addition, I will encourage them to think of any experiences they've had in their own lives that involved pairs, couples, dozens, etc. I will give students about 5 minutes to pair and share, and then we will come together as a class to briefly talk about what everyone shared.